And welcome back to Smart Martial Arts, the YouTube channel where we go over everything martial arts. In this video, I'm going to be talking about pad work and how to make it either less annoying or make it look better depending on what your attitude about it is. For me, when I first started doing, I guess, the martial arts, pad work was never my favorite thing because it was just super boring to just go for like 15 minutes straight. But then you start to, get good teachers, you add more things, now you get ki eyes, make it a little bit more fun, you get to yell. Fight! Get to yell some stuff. You have a teacher that told me a long time ago, make a story out of it. Kind of hard to do with pad sets, but you can kind of have fun with it. And then the actual more into, the ways that I'm actually going to be talking about. For me is kind of, there's stages of pad work. How many there are, I'm not too sure. We'll kind of stumble upon that. But the first one, I guess like the beginner phase of pad work is getting used to doing everything you have to do. Because this idea of having your right leg back and your left leg forward, your guard up, because I heavily stress guard, because if your guard's not up, and this is your habit, more than likely you're going to get kicked, or more likely you're going to get punched in the face. And I don't want that. So I stress this, and eventually I want them to start doing this. But this is very unnatural, and it's tiring on the shoulders because I'm not used to holding my hands up. Nothing else really requires me to do this unless I'm taking a picture, and even then it's this, not for 5 minutes or however long it is. So the first stage is just I'm getting used to me being in this position and getting actually used to throwing my hands without dropping my guard as well, and then using everything. From there, now I'm going to start adding in some of the body movement. Now I'm going to start adding, I want to see the movement with my body here. I want to add the details. I want to add the things that make my strikes good here. And I want to really work on target placement, I guess. The next stage is I'm kind of mixed between which one I want to come first. So there's going to be the next two stages I have is going to be movement / making you wait a second. I think movement would be my first one. Because now I have here, 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 and here. I have that mastered. Now I'm going to go here, 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 here. Now I'm going to move. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to move again. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to move back, have them follow me. I'm going to have them, step back and do all that. That way now you can start to add in more fancy things. Or if I want to do a T, boom, boom, I step back, they come forward. I can do that. Now I can add in the fancier things that might make it a little bit more realistic for a sparring match or outside. Because a T is my favorite thing. Typically I'm doing it this way, but be able to do it with both legs. And then after that, I mentioned it earlier, was the adding like the pause in it, where now I'm boom, 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 but now I'm waiting for my opponent or my partner to actually throw up that glove so where I can do it. This works really well when it comes to having to defend the person doing it. So if I have jab, cross, slip, hook, now I do my jab, cross, and I wait for them to throw the slip. So I'm actually practicing my reaction time. And I don't really know what the stages, I guess, would be called. I mean, there's the beginner, where I'm just learning everything. There's, the intermediate, where now I'm adding I really do this. And the stages kind of depend on the person doing it, because it might take someone forever to learn, how to do this before you start doing in the movements. But also, it might take like 20 minutes, where people are going to be like, okay, I got this idea. And I'm also not trying to make them boxers their first time doing this. This is going to be a progressive thing. And then the advanced is going to be the movement, and then I guess, what's after advanced? Advanced plus is now I'm going to do my weight, where I'm going to have them trick me kind of and make me wait for my movement. Because a lot of times we do this, boom, 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 boom. I get into the habit. The other thing with that is now I get to, again, practice my reaction time, where now if I'm actually in a sparring match, we're here, boom, 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 boom. Now I'm actually used to seeing that hand come. And I can also start to see in a safe environment the movements that somebody might do when they do their sparring. Where now if they pull back even more, they kind of drop, or they lead with their hand. Whatever it is that they do subtly, you start to pick up on it. You can kind of gather your thoughts a little bit in a safer manner. And another thing worth mentioning while we're talking about it is what I look at these and what I've been told these are used for, and I kind of agree with it. When it comes to focus mitts, that's what we call these. Might be different names, but these are not meant for power. They're more meant for, I guess, speed and then accuracy, because I have a little white dot in the middle. And if I hit that just right, it makes that high-pitched sound. Where if I hit the other side of it, it doesn't. But there's also no kind of resistance here, so if I get kicked, my wrist is going to go back. So this is meant for accuracy and speed, and there's not a lot into it. I'm just kind of here, boom, 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 all that kind of stuff. So accuracy and speed with the focus mitts. And then the tie pads here, now I'm using this for hard, more realistic sparring, where if I want someone to have a good cardio workout, or maybe they can't really spar for whatever reason, I'm going to give them time with these, because now I can lean into these, and there's a lot more area, and then also they sound a lot better than them personally. If you do a nice roundhouse kick, you get a nice cracking sound. But that's this, and then I guess you could also go kind of a step further. With now I get my flapper pads. I never really remember, but the ones where now I'm going to work on my kicks. I'm going to aim on my targeting here. Kind of the same thing what I would do with the focus mitts. I would use these for the kick variant, so I can actually hear if I'm doing it right with the clap. And then obviously if I wanted to do the power kicks, I could do that. Or I could use what we have here. We have Blastmasters from Century, which are just basically just giant ass pads that you can absolutely hum, and you're probably not going to feel it unless you're working with someone who's like 250 pounds, 6'8", and you're me, 5'6", like 140. And then the last thing I'll say is I've never had practice with this, but I've watched people do videos and talking about pad work and how they kind of do it. Where sometimes they'll have one of each, depending on what they want to do. Maybe they'll switch it up, but they'll have one of each. So one they can throw slips, and they can actually do stuff. And then they'll wear the belly pads, which are up there. I don't think that's in frame, but we have the belly pads up there. So you can kind of get a good variety of everything. I mean, belly pads is really good for like kicking. So now they're not kicking the pad here; they're actually kicking a real target. Like they're going to get practice going through and dealing with guard and doing all that kind of stuff. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say about pad holding. I'm not too familiar and not too well versed in it, because I've never really done a hard pad work session. But that's just my 2 cents on how to make pad work maybe work out a little bit better for you, and maybe to understand it if you don't really enjoy doing it, and kind of figuring out what it's really for. Because to me, what it's for is to improve on your techniques, what you want to do, what you want to work on, and while in a safe, controlled environment, which you can then kind of go into sparring knowing how to do it. Now it's just kind of pressure testing it. So it kind of gives you that safe little step to get to the point where you want to be. Other than that, if you guys have any other tips and tricks that you guys do for pad work to make it bearable, or something that you've learned from it, anything like that, please leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I like to make pad work as interesting as I can, even though I'm not the most interesting person in the world. So I try my best, and I'd love to have anything to do, or any help that I can get from you guys. So I appreciate it when or if that ever happens. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.